Oh, hello, and welcome back to another scene for Lost Cub, where it has been, as one might presume from the image here, snowing. Snowing in Virginia. Snowing in Virginia pretty early, actually. Usually it's kind of an ass and holds out to, like, I don't know, March sometimes. It's really ridiculous. Yeah, there's been a nice, reasonably heavy snow that's rolled through the mountains. Definitely kind of sticking people at the house perhaps a bit longer or a bit more than they might normally have meant to stick around. The roads are they're not the best. You know, the guys are doing their best out there with the plows, but there is a lot of road and there's not a lot of bodies out here to plow it all. So most people are just staying off the roads. The the house itself at least is pretty warm considering the sheer volume of fireplaces that are active and blaring, because at least a handful of people actually did a pretty good lengthy job of chopping wood. It may not be the dry season stuff you'd prefer, may not be quite as efficient as if you'd had a good build up, but I mean, who can you really blame for that? Y'all only just got here. So you guys have been burning through some of your reserves of firewood, but here you are. There is a big blanket of snow. Heidi has spent the better part of the day out running around in it and trying to catch her death of cold, getting dragged in periodically. Becca has stayed very thoroughly ensconced in the house and usually pretty close to one of the fireplaces. God forbid you swear you caught her with a book at least once. But yeah, you've got people milling around. Got Anton making some interestingly alternative cooking platforms. That should make for well, at the very least a rustic meal over a fire when he decides to pull that out. So what are people up to? What you doing?
Um, Once I make my weird rustic meal thing, I'll just start lugging the fucking rucksack over my shoulder, packing all the essentials to go for a hike, essentially, that I can do it safely. Like putting on my work boots and all this normal survival gear that I would have as part of Anton's actual job.
Bill is sitting by a fire and he's fucking miserable because it's cold. Cold. While he could summon some kind of Wi-Fi, there's only so much that can burn that fucking generator and he knows it.
For what it's worth, the generator has been running at outright unreal efficiency. The gasoline's been lasting a long time. An unusually long time. Like, it shouldn't be running this well. Even Becca has commented as she goes to check on it and fill it up, within the last day or two, just kind of like raises the eyebrows and goes, you know what, I'm not going to question a good thing, and just walks away.
And he's not sure how long they're going to be stuck there. So there's only so much he can eat. And so he's just a pile of his shitty suits and probably a blanket or something by the fire, rationing his cigarettes, half asleep.
Let's be fair, you guys are more likely to run out of cigarettes than snack food with the way Bill has gone out and bought in bulk.
Yeah, and Anton will stand up, probably making enough amount of noise. If people are going to respond, they will, lugging the thing over his shoulder, putting the fucking beanie hat on over his shaggy hair.
What are you doing?
I'm going hiking.
Why?
'Cause points.
Because that's not an answer.
Well, we are Gru. We're supposed to be, things of nature, and besides, think of what other type of things we can see out there. I'm going out there and seeing.
Snow, squirrels, the cold.
Yeah.
Perhaps
gotta learn-
even trees.
Oh, we gotta learn how to fucking survive in this type of weather, so I'm gonna trek around.
I mean, we're doing it. We're in shelter. There's a consistent fire. I have no idea what's going on with the fucking generator, but that's holding out.
Hmm. Like I said, everyone's fine here. I'm just going exploring.
You're lucky you'll run into, I don't know, something unpleasant.
I do this for my job, Bill. As he's walking out.
Just saying, last time there was an exploding spider creature.
I mean, if you're that concerned, you can come along.
Just the look on Bill's face. Gotta be at least 2 feet of snow out there, man. This can't be a good idea.
We'll be fine. If worst comes to worst, we'll shift into lupus. Oh, big. And you're a bear. If anything, you'll be a lot warmer than me.
If anything, I should be asleep.
Hmm. But you're not, so might as well make the best of the situation.
For the record, I still think this is a bad idea.
Yeah, and he'll just, pads out.
All right, out into. It's cold, but especially in Lupus, it's bearable. It's this is not the frozen north. This is not some horrible Antarctic setting. No, it's just cold and snowy. So while I am sure that Bill does not appreciate that the snow comes easily up to, where it's brushing his belly in Lupus, it could be worse. At least he seems to be able to plow through it all right.
I am up to my furry tits in snow.
You will be fine, Bill. Don't crunch as he's walking in Hamid. Besides, we have to have some connection to this whole place. Can't all be wandering around.
Swear I'm gonna lose one of my nipples.
Shakes his head. Besides, if we actually go talk to the snow, who knows? We might actually get a bit of a blessing or something.
Blessing of freezing our nutsacks off.
I mean, it's better to have them on our side than have them turn against us. So,
Mm.
Besides, it's good to get out of the house every now and again. The place will drive you mad.
Who's stuck up here with us anyway?
Me, Becca, you, new kid. Sage is somewhere. I don't know where the fuck he goes. Jane, I'm assuming, unless she's fucking vanished. He'll shrug,
Oh Christ, Abigail's stuck at my house.
look over her shoulder. Probably.
Well, at least somebody will be tending the business.
I reckon most businesses aren't open, really. It's a snow day.
I don't know. This would be a fine time to catch up on our current work.
Yeah.
Oh, who am I fucking kidding? She's probably drinking my hot chocolate
She's, yeah. Let's not be
and
really.
watching Netflix
Mm-hmm.
on my Wi-Fi, no less.
Yep. I mean, you did leave. She's a teenager, Bill. Trudge.
I mean, she's like 18.
What 18-year-old in a house full of food and free Wi-Fi, and you go, oh, do work, Abigail? Yeah, no, she's not gonna do work.
God damn it. In my defense, I didn't think the snow would be this bad.
It shrugs. It's not that bad. It's not the worst I've seen it.
Yeah, but it's usually never anything like this.
Maybe something's going on. Maybe it starts getting hutch over here. We should go figure it out.
I'm not exactly sure we're going to resolve a weather pattern that spans the entire globe.
Or maybe we just keep it away from us. That might be just a clever thing to do.
Maybe.
Besides, we're going for the mountain anyway.
Explain to me why, again. I'm not putting this together.
Because I want to go to the mountain. I want to hunt down something and bring it back.
I see.
Maybe I just want to connect to something, as he's trudging along.
Bill kind of looks at him quizzically as he's just driving like a furry little plow through the snow.
The furriest little plow. So just for fun, give me an alertness, guys.
Sure. Tell me about your mother.
How many successes you guys get?
4.
1.
Even with your reduced diff?
Yes.
That is an unfortunate roll. All right, so I mean, Bill can readily see as he's trudging along furry tractor mode. He's only so far above snow level, but I mean, you can definitely see the furrows and the muss and fuss from where Heidi's been all over the property as you guys are heading towards one of the edges. And as I mute my phone, da-na-na. Oh, that's right. So you're trudging along, and I mean, you can see where Heidi's been, where other people have been walking around the property, and more to point, at least with Anton pointing out that he wants to go rooting around and find something. You can definitely see like little birdie prints, just on that first little dusting layer of snow here and there. You'll see a couple little places where other small things have lit down. Your one will be the interesting case of you see like the little rabbit hops, and then it stops, and right in that kind of boomf in the snow where it stops, you can see like a splay that's very clearly the outline of wings brushing the snow. That happened. Nature. And for Anton's part, with significantly more successes, you're trudging along and you're looking around, and let's face it, you've got that survival score. You know what you're looking at. You know what you're looking for. And yeah, you can probably seriously just categorically go down the list in your head of, that is probably some half snowed in deer tracks. Those are more recent deer tracks. That was a raccoon. That was some squirrels that apparently, well, that is a squirrel who went and dug something up and then squabbled with at least 3 other squirrels, and then they went on their fucking way fighting over it all the while. Like, there's a good bit of just natural activity around the house, because while every so often one of you will wander out, you know what nature still considers this yard and extended property to be? Nature. So, I mean, it gets no less heading up the mountain. You'll see signs of this or that. And for 4, I'll say you see at least one instant of that's not a domestic cat. Left those footprints. Those are a little big.
We'll kneel down and look at it. Then have a small whistle, like, ooh, look at that.
Those look reasonably big.
Yep, that is a big motherfucker. Are they aligning with the deer tracks that I found? Katie?
Give me 1 second to check and see if I can pull this off. Ugh. It's a little smaller than that. This is not a mountain lion. This is probably like a bobcat or something.
Nod to
Something
himself.
about that size.
Nod to himself. It's probably a bobcat. Let's follow the deer. If we run into it, shouldn't be too much of an hassle. Just walking, following the recent deer tracks.
Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe it already filled up eating a different pair of hikers.
Look over his shoulder. Probably not. I mean, we don't really get much attacks from what I hear. There was like a bear thing a couple of years back, but nothing serious.
I feel called out.
Look over his shoulder. Nah, it was a stupid couple that went up in the mountains. They knew, and they were asking for it.
I mean, anybody who'd readily tango with a bear kind of signed their own death warrant.
Yeah. Problem is that the bears come down into wandering, so that's when it usually gets complicated.
Not my fault people leave their shit out.
Yeah. Shrugs idly. What's eating you? You know, doof, doof, through.
It is cold and I am awake.
It's not that bad, Bill. Besides, would you rather be dealing with the new boy and his weird fucking hashtag cynicism everywhere?
Kid has potential.
He does. He does. He's a good liar and he's a very good techie. But he still talks like a dick.
I got to watch him work. It was like fucking witnessing Michelangelo paint the Sistine Chapel, whatever the fuck.
I watched him fuck with Sage.
Maybe that was Michelangelo's deal, where he's just this amazing sculptor and painter, but he was a complete dickhead every time he spoke.
Probably, from what I read about him.
See, we're witnessing a true artist here. Could make me lots of money.
I mean, we might need him, if we're going to be honest. If he can do that type of shit with just a phone.
Well, that and one of my old laptops. It was still something to fucking witness.
Yeah, well, if we can hone that, he actually might be a very fucking productive member of our little team.
He's certainly signed on, but I'm gonna warn you, when we were dealing with him, when he got compliant, he was in shock. I'm pretty sure whatever happened was plenty fucked up and he was suppressing it until now, and we're gonna be along for the whole 5 stages of grief.
Well, looks over. That's where both of us come in. I mean, he seemed to follow me around like a lapdog.
I did indicate that you were the boss.
So, you're second in command. I'm the boss. He's going to see us as such. He's going to be the ones. We're going to be the ones he comes to talk to. So he'd be the ones he talks to.
I don't know. I get the sense he's come to grips with his situation and the fact that it's real. He's just trying to figure out how to work it to his advantage, which I don't blame him for.
Well, we give him an advantage to work on. One that we choose. That way, we know where he's going.
On some level, I do find this kind of fucked up.
Is it?
A little bit.
What, by giving the guy a workable goal that fits in our interests?
I mean, we are manipulating the poor kid.
We're manipulating him to survive. He needs that.
I'm just trying to make sure these people stay alive and at least part way together.
I know. That's why we're going to give him a goal that we're not going to throw him in headfirst into the deep end.
Like, fuck, I'm a grown-ass man and the stress still gets to me sometimes.
Yeah. Gets to everybody, Bill.
Still, how long are we going to keep this up?
As long as it takes.
I mean, one of these days we're not going to be as lucky as we have been, and we've been lucky.
I know.
Especially with this revelation that we're not alone in the universe, as it were, when it comes to weird shit.
I know.
Keep splashing around, someone is going to take notice. Whether that be more of us, which who the fuck knows? There might be an entire massive fucking thing that we're not even aware of. Or something worse.
For now, I've kept a potential problem from Mirai. So, that's something.
Does make me wonder. How do dead people deal with this kind of cold?
I imagine they don't. They probably don't even feel it. If they're dead. Nerves would be fucked, wouldn't they?
I mean, maybe. You're the one that's been up close to this thing. Does she seem like she can't fucking touch shit?
No, she feels real. She feels warm.
That's troubling.
She doesn't blink as often as she likes. It's like she has to teach herself how to blink, which is fucking weird.
I mean, you want my opinion. Anything that's still walking around and talking but isn't alive is not a thing that should exist.
We need her for now.
I convinced the kid that she's basically fucking Satan.
Well, she is. Especially the people behind her. But she has her own desires, and as long as we give her the illusion of control, we get what we need, and then when we take what we need, well, we cut off a loose end.
Speaking of which, we understand now that there are people behind her.
Yeah. In a
Who's
loose sense.
behind this rival of hers?
I think there's the same crowd from what she hinted at.
Huh.
Except it doesn't work quite. It's more territories, politics, that type of thing, from what I'm understanding. It's kind of like the Thunderdome, I imagine, as you passes by a tree. Whoever comes out on top probably gets the golden egg.
That's shitty.
Give me another alertness check, guys.
Two.
Handy dandy. Oh, that's right. Your lowered diff. All right. So for that, you will both catch on as you're walking and talking. You guess who's found you, buddy pal friendo?
I understand that that's a deadly predator. Like, that is an animal that can kill people.
It's a bobcat. It's the kind of thing. It's of a size to hunt rabbits. This isn't a mountain lion.
It's just that, like,
It's like the size of a smallish dog.
this puffed out coat is just like, fear me. I can't dig his bobcat seriously.
I can't either.
I mean,
Try
that's what the winter coat looks like, buddy boy.
I can't not laugh at that.
But yeah, maybe you'll catch it as you're walking along, and it's kind of following. It's kind of doing. It's not creeping like you might expect it to. I mean, you've seen like fucking even domestic cats. You guys have seen cat videos on the internet. It's not really doing the creep. It's kind of bumbling after you, doing a little bit of a head shake here and there, but is keyed in on you and kind of advancing. It's a little wobbly.
Hey,
Anton will turn.
I think it's sick.
Hey. Just takes a couple of steps. Keeping his hands up, moving slowly. I do have smell of man, so might help.
No, look at it. It can't walk straight. I think it's hurt or something.
Alright. Let me get close.
All right,
These
buddy
things
boy.
are usually more aggressive when you get closer towards them, so he takes another gentle step.
So you're getting closer. How closely are you looking at this bobcat?
Pretty closely, I'll give it the old eye.
Would you like to give me either an investigation or medicine roll to spot a detail?
Sure, perception, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do medicine. 3 successes.
It's got a bit of like, it's got kind of like a spittle gathered up at the corners of its mouth. It's drooling pretty excessively. It's keyed in on you, and it seems to be uncertain, and it's still kind of wobbly, but it's watching. It hasn't decided to lunge. It hasn't decided to run. Either of which would make a lot more sense to than it just standing there watching you.
Got
See that?
5 on investigation.
You know what? For that, I'll let you see it too, even though you're at a higher distance. But yeah, it's kind of slavering and wobbling in place and looking uncertain. It's trying to measure up which way to go with this, or can't seem to register what you are, maybe.
See that?
It is definitely ill in some fashion.
Yeah. Right at the corner of his mouth.
Rabies?
I don't know.
I can't bite it, dude, if I contract. That's all she wrote.
Got a frown. I'm a sense worm.
I'll let you.
Yay. Nah, I
No
don't know what
love.
my dip is. He kind of frowns. Can't pick up any taint off it, but...
I mean, rabies is rabies, dude. It might have eaten the wrong deer.
Might have. Okay, I'm gonna... He'll take another slow step forward, kind of not displaying himself in a more hostile, like, I am the bigger predator than you, but this more of even type of walk, you know what I mean? It is coming as a posture of non-threatening.
All
For
right.
now.
How close are you trying to get with these slow steps? Because you had some
Not-
distance to cover.
Not very close, not so I can like get its fucking weird foamy mouth on me, but so I can get a more closer look at it, at its fur, at its eyes. Basically, kind of now that I've seen the kind of foamy mouth bit, I wanted to do a more further check of everything as well. So I'm getting close, but not enough that it's going to swipe at me. I can easily lunge back.
All right. So in this case, what it will do is you keep advancing, and it doesn't like go full threat display, but it does kind of stack itself back a little bit. It doesn't back up either, but it does like it makes the most. Bobcats make some weird fucking noises, guys. So it essentially yowls at you, which sounds a lot like screaming.
He'll just go, oh, 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 oh. Oh, stops immediately. Once it makes that one, stops. I'm not going to hurt you, big guy. Easy. You'll deactivate center running water as well, so we can get more of a scent to it as well.
1 second. Are you gonna do the thing, buddy?
What you doing?
I was checking to see if I thought I had a video where he'd make the noises. Yeah. Sounds a lot like a scream, sorry. There we go. This is just a low-key version of it. Yeah, you back off, and it continues to just kind of ambiently, like if you've ever had an animal that's just kind of vocal, it continues to kind of make the noises, the tongue lolls out. for a bit. And it shakes its head again and starts kind of wobbling. Kind of as if to pace around him. Uncertain. Like, again, it's not advancing, it's not retreating. But it's definitely having some cognitive issues as it wanders around Anton.
You seeing this, Bill?
I don't know shit about animals, man. This is weirding me out.
For what it's worth, it seems to have an issue with like just sitting still. It's kind of always moving, even if it's pacing back and forth. Still like drooling pretty heavily.
This thing is definitely sick, and I don't know what to do.
Interesting. And it's definitely making these weird noises. Does it yawn at all?
It
When
does.
Anton-
It's one of
Yeah.
those things where when Anton, especially once Anton started coming over, it kept its mouth open. It's the weirdest kind of passive showing of teeth. And it does a little bit of the yawning, but it doesn't go too full into it. It periodically kind of gives a half-length yawn and shakes its head some more. Wobbles a bit as it walks now and again.
Interesting. You'll kneel down. You know, take another step and then hold up his hands. What can I play with? This thing. Let me look at my gifts for a second.
So you take another step, hands up. It finally kind of scrambles back a bit, makes another one of those louder kind of screaming noises, and finally waffles a bit, looking towards you, looking away, and finally turns and just starts walking, though looking back repeatedly. Still, this isn't a very nice straight line it's doing. It kind of sways a bit now and again, like it's having issues.
I'm gonna try Sense Form one more time.
No love.
Kind of frowns. Something's wrong with that thing.
Well, I'm not a veterinarian, man. Like,
How common is rabies around here, Katie, in terms of like the local wildlife that Anton would know about, since the job it works at as well?
It's one of those things you have to kind of be aware of. It's not like a common constant issue out here, but every so often it only takes like one creature with rabies wandering in to have it start spreading, because it can be passed on pretty readily. So
We might have to do something about that.
like I said, if I bite it, I can contract whatever it has.
Well, we're not gonna bite it then, but it only takes one to spread if it's rabies, which means that a squirrel can get infected and come and bite Heidi on the fucking arm, and then it's game over.
Yeah, I read an article once about that. That's not good.
So we're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way and put it out of its misery. Or we have to burn the body as well, or do something with it, because we can't let it get pecked on.
Yeah.
All right.
He starts shifting up to Glabro because he's not biting that thing at all. No fucking way.
You shift your way up to Glabro. It's still kind of wandering, looking like it periodically pauses and glances around like it's fucking lost almost. It doesn't seem to have a really set direction. It's gotten a little distance.
He'll loop the bag down. All right. I'm going to take it from the side. You come around. Take Glabro. Don't get any blood in your mouth.
Okay.
Pin it if you can. I'll make this quick. You just into the woods, you know. I'll roll stealth and blur and be the stealth monkey that I am.
Into the snow you go. Go ahead and roll all your shenanigans. And then I'll have both of you roll initiative. Bob, if you want to activate anything, go ahead.
That's my blur roll.
Nope.
Okay, you're a ninja.
This is my stealth. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes on blur. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes on stealth. The Bobcat is now Stevie Wonder trying to find me.
It's not the time, sidekick. There we go. Let's do a roll for the Babcat. Go ahead and give me your roll, Tierna. Bobcat's
What?
initiative.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Yeah, split this. Terrible initiative roll. I'm on the 9.
That is okay. Let me quickly scroll through here. Well, I thought this had something useful in it, but someone lied to me. That's okay. I will just make it up as I go along. All right. So you guys, what's your initiative? Oh, Jesus. Let's face it, you're probably still higher than the cat is. So, it will be Bill first. As y'all round up on this fucking diseased bobcat.
Okay, I'm gonna grapple it. This isn't gonna end in tears.
I just love how the mechanics-wise, it totally works. But if you think about it, grabbing a cat is never a good plan.
Well, this is 4 successes of a bad idea.
4 successes are a bad idea. Well, let's see.
Yeah.
Let's give this cat a shot here. And it is a cat, so that's okay. You snag that bitch. You basically go in and like lunge, I assume, for like a scruff grab or something.
Yeah, Bill looks less excited about the fact that he actually has the bobcat in hand than the bobcat looks to be in hand.
Oh, it starts screaming. And man, it is loud and it is piercing. It literally sounds like screaming.
Bill is so not psyched about this situation.
Oh my god. Bill has a fucking bobcat. A rabid bobcat. Congratulations. Don, there is now a really angry, screaming giant cat in Bill's hands. What would you like to do about this?
Snap its neck. That's what I'd like to do, Katie.
All right.
What am I rolling for this? Coming out of the shadows.
I mean, I guess I'll give you the ambush dice because that's mechanically how it works. But what we will use for damage will be... Got it. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I'm assuming I'm rolling strength brawl or am I rolling dex? I imagine it's
I will say you can use essentially the equivalent of like the body slam, since it's essentially any attempt to like manipulate or abuse something like with
So
physical
that's-
might while it's already detained.
so,
so
yeah,
it's
so
dex brawl.
Dex. Oh, Dex. Okay, that's okay. That's
Yeah, it's weird, but it's dex brawl. It's only, I mean, it would normally be diff 6, but you're not the one restraining it, so it'll be diff 4.
I gotta find out that fucking stealth rolls. That's 5. Oh, merciful Christ. That's 4.
And you'll get +2 bashing.
A diff
Or
4,
lethal.
1, 2. Probably lethal, I imagine, since I'm Glabro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes.
Okay, roll your damage, buddy. To just fucking slink out and snap this thing's neck. Or if you're using lethal, you can definitely apply the claws and just open it up.
Nah, I'll snap it.
Okay.
Claws mean the blood. Blood no good. Blood bad.
No, it's not bueno.
So 8.
Jesus Christ.
Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, you know what? With a targeted attack like that, I feel like 5 to snap its neck specifically is enough. You're technically targeting a limb, sort of, kind of, even though you didn't get the higher diff, higher damage. So yeah, you fucking snap out of nowhere, and basically while Bill is using both hands, grabbing by the scruff and by like the extra skin, like down towards the flanks, and just trying not to get mauled, you fucking dive in, grab a hold, and yeah, just snap its neck.
Yeah, fast, quick. Like the screen just cuts.
Yup. You got some drool on your hands though. Yum yum yum.
I rubbed that shit off immediately in the snow. Just woo, dude, it'd been so fucking fast.
You have disposed of a rabid bobcat. Or at least dispensed of a rabid bobcat.
And then he'll take the time to melt back down into Hamid and walk over towards his rucksack and take out the fucking hunting knife, and we'll walk back over to the bobcat.
Bill, you are now holding a deceased bobcat.
Bill looks about as happy to be doing this as some people are to be in the presence of curdled milk.
Alright. Set it down, Bill. I want to examine it. I want to see what we're dealing with.
He sets it down so readily. Then
And what I
like
would do is-
tries to do what you did in the snow, but he just looks like a 5-year-old playing happy slaps.
And what he will do, Anton, is first I'm going to examine the color of the fur, the color of the eyes, basically just going over the classical symptoms and everything, trying to pinpoint, identify, like to confirm essentially that this is rabies.
All right. Let's see what else I can give you for symptoms. Sadly, this is one of those things that doesn't have, like, it's not an external thing. It's an attack on, like, the brain and the nervous system. So there's not a lot for you to go on. There's the fact that there's an excessive amount of saliva to the point that there's spittle gathered in the mouth. And there's the behaviors, but, like,
yeah.
you can check the gums, you can check the eyes and whatnot. There's not a lot to go on.
Oh yeah,
Like,
he just exactly like I
Probably
said.
already know for a
it's
fact that anytime you guys encounter an animal that you think is rabid, you literally have to put it down and send it in to get it tested, because they can only test on a dead animal.
Oh, pretty much. Like Anton is determining how late in the game he's dealing with the rabies. If you get what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Because normally they're quite rabid looking, so he's just determining. He just nods to himself.
The thing's
Awesome.
still got a decent weight. It could be reasonably early, but the symptoms can take like months to crop up. So, I
Yeah,
mean, you got it
exactly, yeah.
before it was completely starved down to nothing.
My guess is we caught this early. Normally with rabies animals, they're half starved. They're so fucking rabid. This thing has still got good weight on it.
Well, Okay. Now what?
I'm gonna have to dispose of this thing. Look at that amount of excess saliva.
I do not have a shovel.
Burying it. What is the typical procedure for getting rid of the bodies that Anton would know of, Katie?
I
Really?
mean, back at your work, it's one of those things where you drop it, you bag it, and you send it off to get tested and disposed of. They probably do things like cremate them. You're not sure, but
We're gonna have to burn it.
Okay.
in a pinch, burying it will keep the birds off it. You have the common sense for that much, at least. But
Burying it, yeah, he'll say that burying it could keep it, away from the birds, but burning it is obviously the safer solution.
Then I guess we're going back home.
Mm. Probably. You examine it further. Like I said, he takes his time studying the whole thing.
I mean, this is the closest you've ever gotten to a bobcat, so it's interesting. But it's just a dead bobcat with a lot of like saliva, like matting down the fur around its neck and mouth.
Unless you want to build a fire here, Jack London.
I could build a fire easy enough.
Oh. Mm.
It's the saliva that I'm looking at. Is you like pick the knife along the gums and kind of just, hold it up so it drips down slowly. Just looking at it, not getting any skin near it or anything like that. Just staring at it.
Oh yeah, it's a drooly, nasty mess. There's even some like frothy shit up in the corners of the mouth. It's gross.
I mean, like, it's gross, but what? What is this preoccupation with the spit?
Never seen one up close before. It's good to know things about symptoms, what it does. It's good to study. You have your hardware and your tools. I have this.
I see.
What, you're not much of a nature man, Bo? Mark, as he
Not
cleans the knife in the
fucking-
snow.
Really? No.
What's wrong with it? You start after cleaning the knife, you'll sheath it, and then we'll go find as much loose twigs as you can. A lot of them.
Okay. Goes looking for twigs.
My buddy around, Katie?
Your buddy?
Yeah.
Your buddy's always around.
Look over at him and just give him the head nod, like, get the fuck over here type head nod.
You see at least one like big ass crow in one of the nearby trees.
Kind of gestures with the side of his head, like, land on the shoulder type gesture.
There's some agitated hopping.
Come on, you big baby.
Pardon as I try to find him. There we go. So while Bill is rummaging for stuff, preferably above snow level because it might not be soaked through, and I mean, thankfully you're out and well away from the house. There's plenty of deadfall. Some of it's not even coated in snow. You'll eventually get a shoulder buddy.
Smell that scent? Gestures down at the bobcat.
It just sort of caws.
Find its nest. Go on.
There's another agitated, like, raspy caw.
I gotta control the spread. Get. Very commanding.
It finally, like, flutters up into the closest tree, like, just kind of bolts off and perches there, screams again at you.
gives it the eyebrow raise. Like, go on. I'm handling it. Do your part and know your role.
It flits off the branch and down into the snow, hopping a bit over where the tracks from the bobcat are. Caws again.
Shakes his head. Yeah, okay, I'll do everything. Grumbling. Ooh, yeah, you could just fly up ahead, but no, you just sit there like a fucking idiot. It grumbles.
Bill will eventually be returning with many fine twigs and branchy bits that are only a little soaked.
Yeah, Anton just lifts the thing away from where the foamy bit is and dump the thing as Bill sets up the small thing. And I don't think it'll take much for me to start a fire, really.
Just give me a survival check.
What am I rolling with that survival?
Oh. Let's see.
Intelligence, dexterity.
Probably. I'll go with wins.
Okay. I don't know if quick thinking comes into this. But that's either way. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It could be 6 if my specialty of quick thinking kicks in.
I'm gonna go with a no just because it's not like you're under pressure at the moment.
No, that's fine. That's 5.
It's still 5. Yeah. Anton does manage to clear off, like, stomp down an area and probably pull some of that sweet kind of preset tinder setups that you can get in camping stores. Actually gets a little fire going. It'll definitely take some work to get it up big enough that you have any confidence that it will actually consume the whole body of a bobcat.
Yeah, no, he takes his time, does the job.
All right, so you guys do get stalled for a bit building this thing up to enough of a blaze, but I imagine that even with the 5 successes, like, you eventually manage to get it up to the point where you can actually huck the body in it or prop it over it.
Yep, pretty much what he does. Just thump. Cleans his hands again.
And thus we gave the rabid bobcat a straight up Jedi funeral.
Always two that way, Bill. That should contain it anyway. Now let's go see the den. I don't want him. He could have a fucking family, so could be more than one.
How appropriately depressing.
It's rabies for you, Bill. He starts following the tracks. Pulling up his bag.
All right. Give me them sweet survival checks.
Sure.
Follow that trail.
Swim perception, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Poor.
3
3.
and 4. Hot damn. I mean, on the bright side, it's also the snow. So you don't have over much difficulty backtracking this thing, and it wanders and wavers. You'll see points where it clearly took a lunge at something, and whatever it took a lunge at, got the fuck out. But all in all, with some work and some time and a lot of ducking through like obnoxious underbrush and clambering through bushes, and why does it have to be that small? It's just small enough to clamber through places that are bitched for you guys to get through. But eventually you'll backtrack, and let's see what you find. It is a long wandering trail. Book this game. All right. So you backtrack, and eventually you find a a bit of a denned area. Like you see enough consistent tracks around it that it's pretty clear this is the hidey hole. And it's really kind of tucked in under a log.
Yeah, kind of approaches it slowly. Probably tosses a stick in that general direction to see if it startles anything.
Nope, no startling. You lob a stick over, there doesn't seem to be any reaction. You don't hear anything moving around.
Well, that's good at least. Means there's not more than one, so that's a fucking relief. Thank God for that.
I feel like Bill is just staring at you soullessly this whole time.
He really is. He doesn't fucking just. It's not his thing.
He watch Anton methodically check this whole fucking den. Like, this Anton's fucking shit. Anton is so fucking concentrated and detailed.
Yeah, so you're rooting around. Give me an investigation to check around the den.
3.
All right. So 3 successes. You're not finding. I mean, there's a lot of paw prints, but you don't necessarily. That could all be the same bobcat.
Yeah.
You will eventually find, not necessarily down in the den, but kind of propped up and around behind the log. So like remains of a couple different kinds of critters, things that is dragged back and eaten.
Hey, Bill, look at this.
What?
Points at the bones. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
What?
I don't
They're
know.
not. They don't smell. It's just bones, man.
Yeah. So, yeah.
It's clean.
Okay.
Generally, that's kind of gestures around. It's probably the same animal.
Okay.
Poor guy.
Well, at least we don't have to worry about a sudden outbreak of squirrels assaulting Heidi.
Yeah. Still, though, to lose your mind like that.
Not something I want to think about.
Yeah. Anyway, come on. I got a mountain to climb. He starts, bag over his shoulder and marching off.
He marches off, and he was like, "We got a mountain to climb." And Bill is like, "Oh, that's right. That's what we were fucking doing."
Bill just lies there. No.
No. But he still follows because he's sure as shit not gonna find his way back without Anton.
So you and your furry bulldozer.
Just looks over. I thought I'd walk over the shoulder. So, Bill. What do you think of our little eclectic group? Trudge.
Oh, this is worse than CrossFit.
Dude, wandering around this shit will get you fit as fuck, Bill.
Holy fucking shit, kid. I need a goddamn pizza.
Look over his shoulder. Well, bears are meant to naturally survive out in the wild.
Bears are larger than me. I'm titty plowing through snow.
Totally not chuckling. It's not that bad, Bill. Come on. Gotta up your cardio, son.
God, how do people live like this?
Be surprised.
I imagine I would be, because I can't conceive of it.
It's simple. You live off the land.
God, why's my voice been like this? I'm doing too much yelling.
Yeah. Probably.
Oh. Well, fuck. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck this way.
Pretty eerie, Bill. Not gonna lie, the Clint Eastwood voice would be pretty weird.
Look, man. This is just what I'm stuck with right now.
Pretty. Why? Who are you being yelling at?
Clients.
I just tell you, you're yelling at Sage.
That's not the way that I get him to do things.
Okay.
Was Sage, even if like he really fucked up, and I mean really fucked up, you yell at him, he shuts down. He probably had a really shitty dad. As someone who had a shitty dad, I can tell. So it's more about being stern, very authoritative tones, but not outright yelling at the kid.
Dad didn't seem that bad.
Wait, you've met his father?
No, your dad, Bill. Looks over his shoulder.
Yeah, well, you didn't have to fucking grow up with him.
He just seemed like a bit of a pompous prick, but that was about it.
Uh, this is wandering to the realm of shit I don't feel like talking about.
I mean,
Fucking-
who's gonna fucking hear as he's walking?
As far as the group goes, 90% of them are just scared kids who are trying to live. Even Sage notwithstanding, I feel like
I
he's
heard about
distracting himself.
I heard about Sage.
If you want my take on it, he's diving into the mystical aspect of all of this to distract himself from the fact that before this, his life was going nowhere and now it's going out of control.
He'll stop and like touch one of the trees and look up at it. Probably. He'll look over his shoulder. He still does talk a lot, doesn't he? Very selective about what he says.
Okay, so I imagine the point is somewhere way the fuck over there. Can we get to the point?
I just heard his opinions on me.
Probably.
So, tells me something about him. He starts walking again.
I mean, what did you expect? I'm the mother in this relationship.
Look over his shoulder.
Look, when it comes to you, you give orders. You're usually the disciplinarian. You're pretty fucking harsh. That's just who you are. Okay? And then when they come to me, I've got a softer hand at this kind of thing.
I don't trust people who try to turn other people against me.
I don't think that's what he was actively doing.
But that's what it sounds like.
I'm sure it does. But I'm telling you from my assessment of him, I don't think that's the fucking objective.
Mm.
Setting aside, what if he just straight up believes what he's saying?
I'm not a fucking sociopath, Bill.
I know. But you project a certain image.
Yeah. I suppose it's very convenient for Sage to think that as he's walking.
Of course it is. It gives him a fucking bad guy and
Yeah, well, maybe I should pay him a visit.
do what? Reinforce it?
Maybe if he wants a bag, I'll give it to him.
That doesn't do much for this group's unity.
What unity? look over his shoulder.
I understand that we're barely hanging the fuck together, but for the moment, we're together.
I said, Sage wants to think me a sociopath. He can think what he likes.
I'll talk to him.
Look over his shoulder. I don't need you to talk for me.
I'm talking for you.
Besides, Sage will learn his big boy pants soon enough, and then we'll have a sit down about who's a sociopath and what. Pretty soon they're all gonna have to do the fucking same thing anyway.
I mean, hell, a couple of them already have.
Abby's asking to get more involved in shit.
Yeah.
I mean, if she thinks she's ready.
I've tried my best to help her work on herself a little bit.
I talk to her. She wants to come along. It's time she get her hands wet and see what we do.
Do you want my advice?
Shrugs, if you want to give it.
The best way to get the holdouts, the people who don't quite believe, fully invested. People invent monsters all the time to our convenience. We have actual, no shit, monsters. If you show them the no shit monsters on the other side of the fence, and later down the line you can give those monsters a human face, once you walk them to that point, they'll kill whoever you want them to. But you have to start with the fairy tale monsters, because like it or not, most of our members are still children and they like stories.
We ain't fighting fairy tale monsters, Bill.
Well, I don't know. I seem to remember us nearly getting fucking crushed to death by a cave troll not that long ago.
Yeah. I'll see. I'll have to go poking around.
You still know what I'm saying.
I do.
Look, they're not all like me. They can't just go from 0 to fucking 60.
Jane thinks she can. Just smirks to himself.
Jane is a special case, okay? Like,
She's just as scared as Abby.
she is, but she's got a dash of something the fuck else going on that,
It's called denial, Bill.
I don't know. Sometimes when she gets a look, it's like, I'm not saying she's bad, okay? I'm not going on that. It's sometimes when we get up to our shit and she gets that look on her face, it's not fear, or at least it's not just fear. It's, how do I put this?
Fascination.
No, recognition.
It tells us something. It also tells her what she's afraid of, too.
Maybe.
Oh, it does. She hides it very well. She's just afraid as you and I that she's recognizing stuff way too quickly. Besides, Abby at least is coming to talk to us. She isn't.
I've been working on establishing more of a rapport.
It's like trying to break fucking ice.
Don't I know it?
At least Abby is, at least when you finally manage to convince of something, at least she's amenable. You know, looks around.
Yeah, her coming and talking to you, and I got her to not walk out. I asked her, just based on all the help I'd given her, to go out with us and give things one last try. See what we're on about.
Nods. Why was she gonna walk out?
Because she doesn't really understand. If I had to take a guess, I'd say she's heard us talk about monsters a lot, but all signs point to us just fighting your private war.
It's not a private war.
I'm aware. But for some of these guys who joined around the time that we were killing people with human faces that screamed and shit,
Besides, I already showed her something.
look, I get it. You made me get it. All I'm asking you to do is do the same shit with them.
I'm trying. But not everybody wants to listen. After all, JJ Kid didn't want to listen.
We're not going to win them all.
How long do you think he made it?
No idea.
I reckon he's dead.
Might be.
Mm,
Or somebody he cares about.
one of the two.
Pretty dangerous kid. Gotta say, it was just because I was a bit bigger than him that I got him the first time.
Apparently it's what you're born under or something.
Huh.
Apparently he's the one that is like a front line or something. That's what the crow said.
Yeah, well, he'd already had a few concussions and I had a few years on him, so he ended up in the fucking trunk.
Yeah, I remember that.
So that's my advice. Walk them through the textbook obvious monsters. Ramp them up till they make the connection with human faces. At that point, you've got a believer who will do what you need him to do.
Nods. What do you think about this conflict we're in then, Bill?
I think we're being used, and when whoever it is, whether it's the creature you've been dealing with or whoever's behind her, decides that we're either a liability or at the end of our usefulness, they'll turn.
They will. Which is why I'm playing a very dangerous game with her.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But if it works, it keeps her satiated to a point. And then when she's nice and comfortable, claps his hands together.
Bill chuffs.
And there is the question of the girl. I'm sure you know about her already. Hazel.
Anton, I'm not gonna lie. If you hadn't put a name to it, I would have been a little confused. There's a lot of the girl going on with you.
She's the one who got us most of the info. If it wasn't for her, we'd be flying blind.
Well, what do you want to do about it?
She's up at Ambrose's. I'm gonna try to get her out of the state. I promised her that much.
Okay.
She's got a brother in the hospital. She won't leave without him.
That breaks my fucking heart, but not much I can do about it.
There is something we can do. We could heal him.
Okay. That carries its own set of risks.
Does, but we get him out.
And when stories about this miracle spread,
I mean, we're not. Miracles happen all the time, don't they? You often see it in the newspapers.
I mean, for all we know, there's groups of people out there that specialize in hunting werewolves.
True. That's why we do it as subtle as we can. So it heals over time, maybe.
Okay.
But we heal him enough to a point that he's able to be discharged.
Just to fill me in here, what is wrong with him?
What was wrong with him again? Just my memory went blank. Because Hazel did tell Anton what was up with him.
Did she?
Yeah, I think she did.
She said he needed physical therapy.
Yeah, that was it. She'll turn.
She has not explained why he needs physical therapy or how he has gotten to this state. But he's at a point where he is in a recovery stage.
I'm gonna put it like I imagine he's in physical therapy. So, from what she was hinting at, clearly not wanting to talk about it, I imagine he'll think with medicine 3, he'll probably think something related to a drug overdose or something related to.
I'll give you this for free. Assuming it's a drug overdose is based on your knowledge of Hazel, medical wise. It just means that there has been some sort of physical trauma or nervous damage, one or the other, that is messing with his mobility, which would be why he's in physical therapy.
Yeah, just nod. He'll just say something something related to the nervous system. He's taking physical therapy. So it could be a lot more complicated.
Go ahead and give me an alertness check while you guys are puttering along and talking and clambering up this fucking mountain.
Okay, and as I give this alertness check, I'm not gonna say my perception specialty will pop here, so it'll be an easy 4.
3.
What's your specialty?
As I just flip around all these things so I can look at it. Now is not the time. Roll 20.
Oh Lord.
Detail oriented.
It could work. All right, what do you got, Anton?
3.
All right, then neither one of you will see it. There is. Let me quickly make sure I've got the picture to swap. Put that there.
As they're climbing, Bill's last sentiment. I'm just saying, if he goes from Tiny Tim to Lance Armstrong, it's going to be suspicious.
I just imagine there's snow going on.
Go. I don't stop.
It is offside. You just see a little bit of motion that calls your attention over, but
We gotta go.
It's just doing that.
We gotta leave now. No, we're not fine. We gotta go.
Slow down.
We
Slow
have to
down.
leave. No, we have to leave.
Bill, if you start
That is-
panicking, it will get panicked.
No. That is a cub. The mother will be here any second, and she will throat fuck us to death. We're leaving.
That is at least a yearling. It's just very young. It is not. This is not a baby. For the sake of your panic.
His animal kin 0. That may as well be a baby.
Buddy. Fair enough.
I have Adam again. He's like, Bill, that's not a fucking club.
He's so small.
It's a yearling. Relax. It's not startle it. Anton does a little wave like, hey.
It's just kind of
Fair.
lazily blinking. It has
That's
made
nice.
all the effort of poking its nose out a little bit and is making snuffles, but it's not looking especially incensed.
Anton will reach into his bag and take out one of the apples and just
lob it so it lands where its fucking nose is.
Just roll it over. You know what? Give me
Yep.
a Dex Athletics just to see how close you get. Oh yeah, yeah. You kind of underhand lob it, and it plops into the snow, and actually does manage to roll a little bit. It almost boops him on the snoot. And there's some. He is now investigating. He kind of jerks his head back a little bit, begins investigating this. Eventually, just like reaches out, and you see like the big lip thing happen, where he's like, "I'm just gonna use my lips to grab it," and pulls it in and starts investigating it further. But essentially, is turning his head in and paying way more attention to this new thing than to either of you, as it's like poking and nipping at it and trying to figure out what it is, determining its food, and promptly becoming distracted.
Let's go. Anton will just pat his way by.
Bill follows.
Yeah, Sleepy Bear is relatively uninterested. Can be woken, but would rather go back to sleep. You move on.
See, Bill? Smirking. Oh, come on. You saw a bear. It's like a tiny bear.
I like bears.
See? See, it's not that bad.
Just didn't want to endure the wrath of a mother bear.
And I'm sure if we did, you would handle a big bear, man.
I don't want to hurt a bear.
No, but I'm sure you'd be able to calm it with your bear logic.
I-
And your bear powers.
Bill.exe has ceased to function.
Aren't you the king of the bears, Bill?
I'm not the king. Bears don't have kings.
Maybe you should become the king of the bears. The king of the bear. Oh my god. Maybe you should, take charge, Bill. Lead your people.
Oh no. I don't think it's complicated.
What? Can't you do your weird bear communication thing that you did last time?
That was a bear spirit.
I mean, have you tried on actual bears?
No, bears like to be left to their own devices.
I thought you would have investigated that by now.
No, like I said, bears like to be left to their own devices. They're not. They just like to do their thing.
Just saying. Bill Williamson, king of the bears. It's got a ring to it.
Bears aren't.
You can have a bear wife.
Why would I do that?
I mean, it doesn't have to be an actual bear, but you can get like a big muscle woman.
Where do you? I never see you read. Where are you getting this from?
Smirking. I read all the time.
No, it has never occurred to me to seek large, heavily muscled women to keep my company.
Should, Bill. Muscle women are quite entertaining.
Nor would I. I don't know. Normal people and me don't mix.
Smirking.
People who aren't like Ambrose and Becca freak out at my presence.
I don't know. Those college girls seem to love you.
Those college girls are too drunk for me to willfully engage in such activity without a serious moral quandary being at hand.
Maybe they just sense the bear.
Well, I tell you what. If one of them sobers up and still has the same idea in the morning, I'll entertain it.
Maybe they're the bear girls, Bill. Did you ever think about that? Folds his arms.
What is with you and this weird subset of bear people?
I'm telling you, I'm convinced there are like your tribe, the bear tribe.
Is there a bear tribe, Anton? Is there?
I'm assuming there is. Otherwise, why the fuck would you look like a bear?
You know what's a scary thought? What if there are people that are like us, but for bears?
Hmm. Nah, it's too complicated.
Yeah, it
Never-
sounds a little convoluted.
Yeah, exactly. Just makes more sense to be like all the one. So you're the bear tribe. You're the bear man, the king, lord of the bear.
Damn it, Sanjay. What is with you and lordship? I told you bears are mostly solitary. Except
Bill.
when they're not.
Claps his hands. Maybe your father was a guru, and your mother was a bear.
My mother is not a bear.
Fine, it was your father that's the bear.
He is
Or your
not a bear.
Right, great grandfather. Ancient ancestor of long past.
Okay, so you're proposing a situation in which a bear, a literal bear,
Mm-hmm.
mated with a woman, like
Maybe.
Bear in the Maiden Fair style.
Maybe he could do the same things you could do.
Now we're back to the whole bear shapeshifter thing.
Maybe he was just look like you did. He was just bear shaped.
How did he just run across a woman in the Umbra?
You could have lost many things in the fucking Umbra I'm seeing. Maybe he decided, you know what, since I am the king of the all bears, I will take a woman who will become the queen of all bears.
That is fucking weird.
And you, Bill Williamson, are their son.
Well, I tell you what, Merlin, if we find a sword and a stone, I'll start listening.
You never know, man. He's smirk as he's walking. I could be the king of all the Shadow Lords for all you know.
How many... God, who came up with that name?
Shadow Lord.
Shadow Lord.
I have no idea.
Like, how do you even know there are more Shadow Lords?
Taps his head.
Oh, yeah, the dead people.
Yeah. There's like a whole collection of them, as well as the spirits as well.
Which brings me back to my pet obsession.
Hmm.
Figuring out if there are more of us.
Well, we're going to the top of the mountain because, well, I'm going to see if we can channel who's meant to be the representative of the Shadow Lords. Let's go find people who belong to Grandfather Thunder, Bill.
Okay. How do people even join tribes?
I did.
Okay. So, bear with me here. A tribe indicates more than one person, right? Like a group of people?
Yep.
And so any kind of entrance or admittance to such a group would usually be administered by members of said group, right?
Yeah.
But we're the only people we know. This is also correct.
Yeah.
So how did you basically take the entrance exam and pass for a group of people that we have never met without any of them there to administer said entrance exam?
The dead did it.
Spirits are bullshit.
Yeah. Besides, Bill, maybe you have to go undergo the bear trials. You can then join the kingdom of the Bearland.
As far as I can tell, the bear trials are mostly eat and eat, which I can do.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you have to protect your people, like a noble bear. Then you may rest. The deep hibernation of the Bearland. I don't know.
Another alertness check. You guys are getting well up the mountain. Thankfully, you started partway up.
Uh, 4.
3.
All right, this time around, and it's not the most subtle thing ever. You guys are traveling up. You hear some motion, and you look over, and it's like, buh,
Whoa. Anton stops. All right, Bill. This is our chance.
Bill is like hunched down and his butt's wiggling. He doesn't know this is happening.
So we're gonna get one of the deer. We're gonna kill it, and we're gonna bring it back, and we're gonna have venison.
Okay, time for me to test a critical pool.
Oh, really?
My my ailing deck stealth pool.
I will spend the rage to jump into a hippo.
It's not bad. It's not. No. I'll never live that down. Okay,
Oh, no.
3 for me and Lupus.
Okay, buddy.
I'll blur first. Let's get this out of the way. Jesus. Blur pool, Katie.
I see you.
Is it +2 dex in his book again?
I want to say yes.
Hithbo gives you +3 dex.
This only gives you +2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know what my specialty of lightning reflexes would this come in, but that's 1,
For
2,
stealth?
3. Yeah.
No.
Stealth
You're grounded.
fast.
So
Stealth
faint.
like thunder. Thunder.
Thunder.
Damn it.
So 1, 2, 3, 4 successes, and for blur, I got 4 successes. That's stiff 10.
I think it's yeah. All right, so Anton turns into a black wolf in the white snow and somehow disappears. Nobody knows how that fucking happened. Pretty sure we just bent the laws of nature.
Anton disappears so hard he appears in another game. So somewhere else, someone's D&D campaign, you see a black wolf.
I swear to God, somewhere in the world that's happening right now, and I'm shipping this headcanon. I love it. I'm loving this headcanon. This is for real. All right, so Anton literally just fucking like he piffs, he hunkers down, and poof, he's gone. You're just like, what the?
Meanwhile, fucking Bill and his 3 successes is just the Pink Panther theme.
They do not. They glance around as the tall person has disappeared, and they're both kind of flicking their ears around. Neither one's put a tail up yet, but they kind of tritty trot a short distance and start nosing around again.
Dun,
Dun, dun, dun,
dun,
dun, dun,
Oh
dun.
God!
I'm going to attack viciously.
All right, I'm not even gonna make you guys roll initiative unless you fail miserably on the takedown.
I have something ready for if we fail on the takedown.
Here's the question: are you like going with attacks? Are you trying to tackle them into the ground? Are you aiming for legs? What are you doing, guys?
I'm gonna bite it.
Okay.
I'm a bite it. I'll probably take it. Actually, I'm probably gonna bite it right in the throat, nice and quick.
All right.
So
So
I don't
here's
know
the
what's that
fun
gonna do
part
with
is
Diff.
where I check to see if you guys, because you're not coordinating this. Okay, you do aim for the same one, I assume, or whichever you would prefer will be the outcome. Would you like to each take your own?
I'll go for it. I don't mind tag teaming with Bill.
Yeah. Bill doesn't know he's tag teaming, but he's tag teaming.
Well, Anton can see Bill, so he can coordinate appropriately. So I'll go for both of you. Actually, you know what? If you're gonna let Bill take the lunge, so you know which one to aim for,
Mm-hmm.
I'll go ahead and let Bob roll.
Okay.
Give me that lupus lunge. Do it.
Plus the others from my stealth dice, I guess.
Yes, you get your 3 extra dice. Actually, I
Oh,
guess it's
3.
your 3 extra dice. The roll was 2.
All right. Oh, okay. Let me contemplate what that means for me. That's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minus 2 is 5 successes.
Okay. Get it. Don't forget you get +1 extra bite damage in his, or you're in lupus. You don't get it. You just get normal bonus bites. Bitey bites.
Let me see what the. Yeah, it's not even like a.
I think you get.
I don't think it's even a +1, is it?
I think you do get a +1 for bites.
All right. I've done so little in lupus. Okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm giving
Katie,
you a
okay.
+1 whether
Okay.
you should have it or not. I don't give a shit.
All right. So, gotcha. So his strength right now +2 plus another 4. Holy crap, that's a lot. Okay, so 5 plus 4. All right. I hope I did my math right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lethal.
You lunge out of the fucking snow. One of the deer, you lunge and you bite onto it. I'll say you get like a haunch or something, and I mean it topples. The other one like immediately bolts. The one is kicking its fucking hooves around trying to get back up again.
Running for your life from Shia LaBeouf.
One of them is running for its life from Shia LaBeouf. It's springing like a deer.
That's good. That one's gonna try to get back up. There you go. I roll my attack. That's just ooh.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
I think.
What's my diff?
Oh, that's right. It's lowered. So 1,
Hispo.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minus 2 is 6.
Jeez. What strength do you get in Hispo again?
+1. Or +3 in Hispo.
Oh.
Hispo ain't nothing to shake a stick at.
6. So that's 15. Yeah.
Yeah. That deer. You lunge up, and I'm not gonna lie, especially going for like the neck area, like it is dispatched. Like blood just gushes out into your maw, like with such speed from hitting the arteries that it overflows and is spilling down your chest.
Yeah, Anton shakes it as well. Like Bill looks up and just the big black wolf is just.
Ugh.
Yeah, there's a couple extra little spasm kicks. The other deer is fucking right off.
You want to run that one down, or you go with just
Eating
the
all the
one?
body.
Actual cannibal.
Cannibal Shia LaBeouf. Okay, we're gonna engage in a chase scene with this deer.
All right, are you guys gonna do anything to cut distance? Are you guys gonna spend any rage on it?
I'm gonna be that guy and spend rage.
I too will be that guy. He doesn't understand he's being that guy, but he's being that guy.
You can do it by reflex. Do it. Yeah, you see Anton rocket and you're like, oh fuck no, and yeah, you just spill into it. You blow some rage. All right, let us do some athletics to see if you can catch it on the first round or not. Give it a decent pull. Jesus.
Glorious.
Actually, that whole thing's considered. Give it about.
Glorious.
Jesus Christ! I'm. You know, I was gonna make this challenging, and I feel like there's no way this deer can live up to expectation. So that's 4. That's 1,000,000. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you guys like break out of the rage sprint like right at its heels. And I mean, I swear to God, Bill, if you would like to have an attack off the bat, because that is a ludicrous number of successes.
Sure, I'll bite it. My teeth.
Do it.
Let's see. My dex is 5 right now. My bro is 3, so we're gonna bite it for 5 successes.
All right.
And let's see here. Very similar to last time. Except I do 4 lethal to it.
Yeah, no way, sir. All right, yep, 4 lethal. You lunge at it. Go ahead, Anton. Give me that bite. As again, Bill like snags a hold of one of the flanks, like right just below that hip joint, so it gets a hold of some good skin and muscle there.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Get it.
Yeah, I'll fucking. Bill gets a good skin and muscle. That thing starts to slow down just a centimeter, and Anton, bam, right in the throat again, dragging it. You know.
Was that your damage or
Biggest-
your attack?
That was my damage.
Where's your attack
Oh,
roll?
Why did I not roll an attack roll? I just assumed I derped so fucking hard.
What in the world were you getting 11 dice of damage off of without an attack roll?
I derped it, and I thought it was my athletics. I derped hard.
Sir.
I know. That was my mistake. I got this. 1, 2, 3. Actually, no, not 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because his supposed to 5, isn't it?
A bite attack is diff 5.
Yeah. Oh, right. So super Hispo, and then 12. It's 12 dice of damage. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
4,
Jesus
5.
Christ. Yeah, Bill grabs the leg, latches on, and plants his feet. He's really, he's got a grip going, and Hispo fucking Anton makes a hop of it, goes over Bill, goes onto the back of the deer, and goes right for the back of the neck.
Again, blood and our 2 viscera go all over him and Bill as he rips and shreds.
Oh, you now have 2 downed deer. One a significant pace from the other, but here's the worst part, guys. This will be probably the first time I think you've done this in Lupus or Hispo. It tastes good.
Yeah, I don't licks a zip. Oh, fucking rush.
That happened. Yeah.
Fucking good. You know what I mean?
We're supposed to bring these back, right?
Yep,
It's going to be a bit of a trial.
that will be fine. That pretty well.
Yeah.
Big Hispo head nods. Let's have a big howl up the mountain as well, because fuck it, that was awesome.
Very well, good sir. You just fucking succumb to instinct, and yeah, I mean, to be fair, both of you, you got the heartbeat hammering, you've got a mouthful of blood, you got a taste of the meat underneath. It's good. It's real good. His Hispo-sized towel goes up the mountainside. I'd roll another chance die. Oh boy.
Oh god, what are we hearing?
Give me a minute.
It's a 10, so it's a good outcome, I think.
It is.
It's certainly something.
It's a good outcome. A 1 would have been a completely different outcome. I'm gonna make sure I'm not on the one that's active so you don't see what I'm doing. There we go. So you let out a howl and you guys are trying to figure out, what the fuck are you gonna do with this anyways? I'm not gonna make you roll alertness for it. You get an answer.
Whoa.
Anton's head like snaps up. Look at that. You hear that?
I didn't know that wolves were in this area.
Spoiler for Anton, they're not. Mostly because you work outdoors and you know what to worry about and what not to. They're not.
We gotta go
Where?
off the mountain. Get the deer.
Okay.
Wolves aren't in this area, Bill.
What's that mean?
I don't know, but do you want to linger around to find the fuck out?
Yeah, I don't know. I just.
This could be one of us. And who knows, this could be its territory we've just walked in on.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, let's go. Get the
Okay.
deer.
We've already announced ourselves.
Just fucking get the deer! You know what I mean?
Get in the van!
Just get
Roles finally reverse.
in the van, Bill. What van, Anton? Actually, in Hispo, he just like loved the deer on my back.
Bill does. Bill goes into Glabro just to put the deer on his back, Red Dead Redemption 2 style.
Fucking starts galloping, spending rage and everything.
Here's the thing, buddy. You've got to balance 2 dead deer on your back.
Oh no,
I
I'm
just-
carrying one. I'm carrying one. Bill's
Oh,
definitely carrying the other.
I guess Bill gets the other precious cargo deer.
Unless you guys are going to take the time and like dig like some paracord or something out of Anton's pack to tie that thing around him. Yeah, you ain't running with that on your back.
Fuck it, Krynos, I run for my life.
Just give the bitch up and run.
Just like
Let go. Because Anton doesn't know if this is a big, gigantic predator. I don't fucking know.
It was I'm gonna clue you this. You were in Hispo, right?
Yeah.
That thing was as booming as yours.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like, "Hey, Bill, let's go.
In fact,
You know?
it was bigger.
Yeah,
oh,
It's pretty much Anton running down the fucking other side of the mountain. You know, like go, 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 go.
The 2 of you spilling down a fucking mountain with deer.
some lost cubs came down the laneway the other day.
Oh my god. Do me an athletics check, both of you, just for sheer comedy.
Oh,
Oh
Okay, I'm gonna cry now. We should be okay, Anton.
You've got +1 dex. You're fine. Everything's fine. You're good, buddy.
Oh no!
Here we go. I got my soak ready.
Yeah, I got you so ready because you guys are spilling and running. And you know what, Bill? Bill, you never thought that you would see this day where you could actually run through the woods. But besides getting smacked by a couple small branches that you're not accounting for because you're kind of using peripheral vision to track like trunks of trees and low branches and, you know, heavy bushes and things, like real obstacles, and you're doing pretty good. It's almost like a video game, but every so often one of those little ones just like smacks you. And Anton is scrambling and he's a lot more confident. In fact, one might say perhaps he's overconfident in his ability to do this. He does this all the time, no big deal. And Anton proceeds to mad dash and scramble, misjudge one of his jumps, and he kind of basically catches a foot and starts tumbling down a mountain. Yep, give me that soak.
4.
All right. 4. Oh, you little bastard. So yeah, you start tumbling. You hanging on to the deer, buddy?
Yep.
Give me another soak roll as you tumble down half the mountainside. Oh, this is like straight up hot rod style down a mountain. Oh, okay. Take me like 2 bashing as you finally hit bottom on top of this deer. There were things like rocks and deer limbs and whatnot. So you just got battered on your way down.
Deer's crushed, isn't it?
I mean, it's a dead deer. One of them legs is sticking out funny now. I mean, but it's dead. It's not. I mean, you're not going to turn it into a pancake.
Yeah, I thought so. I was like, I'm about to kick this dude. No, he groaned. He's like,
No, you're pretty sure you heard the rib cage crack, though.
Ow. fuck.
Anton,
I'm alive.
we gotta go.
I know we could get
We
up
gotta
slowly.
go.
We're going.
It was so big and deep sounding.
Now, come on. Into the fucking trees.
This time it's a shorter blast, but yeah, this thing sounds bigger than fucking Bill is right now. It or was, or I guess Anton was. It sounds big. It's a
Yeah, I know.
howl, but it's a shorter clipped one. In fact, it kind of cuts abruptly. Not with a strangled sound or anything. It just cuts.
He'll take the time to go to Glabro and just be like, come on.
Is there
Gotta
like a
cover our
super
trail.
wolf out there?
We gotta cover our trail. Come on.
I don't know how to do that.
You go into the fucking forest, Bill.
I'm going in the woods. Going in the woods. It's in my branch wounds.
And Glabro size Anton will heft the deer over his shoulders and start kicking the dirt left and right. You know what I mean?
All right, give me a survival check to cover your tracks, buddy.
Wits, I'm assuming?
Yes, because this is very, very quick. Like you're not exactly taking your time. What
I'm
do you
assuming
have a
quick.
specialty? Yes,
Quick thinking. Yeah,
So
that's,
that's
2.
that's
Three.
three.
3.
That's 3. All right. I assume you're kind of following roughly the way Bill's going, trying to avoid deeper snow and kind of
Yep.
slashing it up and covering as you go.
Yep.
All right. As you guys continue the trail back, are you going to continue to cover it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Whole
give
way
me
back.
another one. As you guys are frantically running, your deer are kind of leaking on you. It's a very pleasant experience all in all, seeing as you haven't drained them or anything yet. 4. Good job. All right. I mean, as far as you can tell, you're doing a pretty fucking bang up job. Someone would have to know exactly what the fuck they were doing to follow any of this. And I mean, even then, you're pretty sure it'd be fucking rough. So yeah, you guys continue booking back roughly towards the Bat Cave.
All right, Bill. As we're running along, Bill, we're gonna take the long way.
Okay.
The really fucking long way.
Yeah.
In fact, we're gonna lead this fucking thing on a fucking goose hunt. Ooh, running.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm Batman.
When Bill goes, man, just vanishes into the woods. That's what, like, yeah, they will take Katie. The level of aggravation that whatever tries to follow them have, that they are out Anton will going is probably evident. I do all sorts of shit. Yeah, Katie, I do like the most Benny Hill style tracking. Like
Okay.
they go on a trip. Essentially, what happens? Like
You're
the
like,
level of
I'm assuming you're even going down. Here's the real question: is do you hate yourself, or are you scared enough of
I
this thing to
hate-
hit the river?
no, I hate every ounce of myself and hit the river full speed, playing the Benny Hill style music in my head as Bill and
So-
Anton charge in.
I apologize, Torna, for what's about to happen because we're going in the cold water.
Yep, I know what's coming.
There are disgraceful noises being made as both of you hit this ice cold river. Like,
Yep.
oh, and you jump in and it's like, oh, right to the waist. That seems fine.
What's colder than being cold? Ice cold.
At
Keep
least
going. Keep
Bill
going.
is still in Krynos. It's like up to just above the knee for him.
Yep,
But
so-
Anton is regretting his life.
Yep, I pushed through, hating myself the entire way.
As this Benny Hill chase goes on, roll me some stamp between the cold and all the running. Don't forget your forms.
One, just enough.
Just enough. Oh, Anton, it's that is chilly. You're pretty sure that your balls have receded into your chest cavity from the sheer cold alone, but you're going. You're making your legs work. It's not pretty, but you're doing it.
Come on, Bill. Come on. Just keep running. Oh, they're not gonna fucking find me. Oh, you bitch! He's running.
We run afoul of the super wolf. We have to hide the evidence.
So we literally go in the most roundabout. I mean, Katie, like I can imagine whoever is following us. I know who.
How
He's just
many
like, what the.
times- How many times are you pausing and like turning around to cover the trail? Or are you just running wild at this point and hitting the river a couple times?
I will pause every time and cover the trail and hit the. I will do everything, Katie.
All
I
right,
do
give me
everything.
one more. Give me a survival check, and then give me another stab check.
The survival check? No, not really.
Okay. The stam is when you hit the river again because Anton, the brilliant motherfucker that he is, decides you gotta wade upstream a little bit before you jump out again. That's how you actually back it up.
Time check was actually a lot. It was actually better than the first time.
It's you're both you're feeling that cold. For Bill, it's not as bad. He's got the layer of fur, and honestly, when he keeps moving, he'll warm up a little better. But Anton don't. So he's
okay.
he's gonna get the shaky voice, and yeah, you guys book out of the river. Give me one more survival check to cover it from the river on. You frantic motherfucker.
That's
another three. All right. Yeah, you finally you go on a merry fucking chase all over the goddamn place. The two of you squealing periodically. And finally, after you've gone for a while, I assume we'll circle back around towards the house from the most random fucking direction ever.
Yep.
Half soaked. Let me get the appropriate face to greet you. Oh God. You guys are a treasure.
As they're coming onto the property, we have to hide the evidence.
Yeah, rah. And you know what? We're gonna start with this one. As you approach this magnificent building, and from her place, finally having poked outside to smoke on the porch, Becca is just going, "Give me strength. Just someone give me strength."
What if we just apologize?
It's fine.
I just say we can work it out.
They're not gonna find us with the fucking trail I just led. They're gonna think we're on crack.
Go.
Why the fuck?
Oh fuck, that's cold.
Bill,
jeez.
what the? That's Bill, right?
And he's just gesticulating with his deer in his massive hand. We're sorry. We'll give it back.
Is he upset that you killed a deer, Anton?
I dumped the deer down off his shoulders. We hunted some deer. We let out a howl, and a big thing held back. We ran for our lives.
Oh shit! That wasn't all you guys. I just assumed you were losing your shit out there. Does he remember that I can't speak Ruru?
Just let him panic. I'm laid a false trail to end all false trails.
What if I just go out there and apologize?
No, Bill. We've just laid a false trail. And besides, we already have an enchantment on this place that makes it hard to find.
I feel like
We
we
are
could
fine.
talk it out.
We are fine.
We go down to the tennis court and talk it out like, yeah.
Just get inside. Bring the deer. You turn to Becca. We have a spiritual thing that makes this place hard to find, and I just trailed. Oh fuck! Like just shaking.
And
You're
Bill,
literally about to die
forgetting-
from hypothermia.
Bill has forgotten that he's in Krynos, so he's still holding this deer like it's a fucking Capri Sun. and he tries to walk in the door like it's normal and fucking hits his face right on the fucking
Son of a
frame.
Bill! Bill!
Ow!
Like
Ow!
got a hand up, like, hey, you run a back
Ow.
hatch to the goddamn basement. You want to take him down
Ow.
there instead of trying to clean deer in the fucking
Oh.
floor?
Oh, my nose!
basement,
I hit myself in
fucking-
the nose.
The back
Oh.
basement. Go around the back. Around the back.
Oh. And he's just the most undignified Krynos. Just, oh my god! And then there's the Super Wolf and now doors.
Yeah, no. Usher Bill to the back of the fucking house.
Yeah, he looks like he's having a rough time.
Yeah. Yeah. We should be fine.
Yeah, how about you, you know what? You just go the fuck inside. I'll carry this other one around back. Jesus.
Collapses inside.
Put
Just
on some
by the
fucking
stair.
dry clothes.
You put on some dry clothes. He just flops down on the ground.
If you're still on that floor when I get in there, she leaves it hanging, goes and like snags the two back legs of the deer that Anton dropped and starts dragging it around the back.
And eventually you just have Cold Bill in the basement staring at this deer. He obviously has no idea what's going on or what to do. I don't. Never went hunting as a kid.
You have
That's,
no idea how to dress this thing, do you?
Not a fucking clue, and that's the least of my worries right now.
Could we maybe take him outside? Because we're gonna have to drain him.
Okay. Oh God, we stole the Super Wolf's dinner. It will find us.
I got a shotgun.
You don't understand that owl. It's so big,
Well, you get pretty big too.
so big, bigger than any of us.
Oh my! Just help me drag that one back out here. I'm just.
Okay.
I'll be right
Dear
back.
God.
Just try not to have a fucking heart attack, okay? And
I
yeah,
made no promises.
she disappears into the house at least briefly because she's gonna have to rig these things up to drain them out. And we'll eventually return, though she does poke her head in to see if Anton is still on the floor.
I'm still on the floor.
I will come over there and take those pants off you. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Hooks under both arms, drags.
Just flops uselessly because hypothermia makes you delirious.
Just like drags him out in front of the fucking fireplace. Does not care who is and isn't there. Rips the fucking soaking pants off of him, pulls the boots off and everything, and throws one of the throw blankets on top of him. Kind of rolls her eyes. Stay. Points. It finally snags up some of the rope or cord or whatever you guys have around there. Lord knows you have enough of it. And starts hustling back out, grabbing like a big fuck off jacket on her way. And yeah, she'll eventually come clomping back up out of the basement, kick the hatch shut for the moment. And Bill will get a crash course in how to drain and dress a kill that he did not want. But he's helping because he can get bigger than her and she's strong. But if he can get stronger and make this easier, this goes faster.
This is ultimate do not want right now.
God damn it, Bob. Oh God, I just realized some more of the irony. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Bill gets a crash course in everything he never wanted to learn, especially about how important it is to not rupture the gut sac. Points knife at never rupture the gut sac.
Okay.
And yeah, she ends up like literally pretty matter of course,ly kind of yanking out the gut sack, all those things. Bill, how ready are you for that shit? You've seen some things now, so I won't necessarily force a stam check to see if you can keep your lunch down. I will leave it to you whether or not he needs one.
I would say just from all the stimuli that have gone on today, this is more of an icing on the cake situation.
It's up to
So
you.
makes it.
He makes it, just barely. I feel like by the time she is cutting and yanking the hides off and finally coming over, like being like, all right, come here, pull this off, just grab right here and yank. And he's but yeah, eventually you will have some mostly dressed deer, which she will finally honestly, she'll probably portion up and pack in snow for the moment. It's just easier. And she eventually will like bring out a tarp for all the scraps and get all of the offal on there and kind of look over. You're gonna have to check this somewhere.
We didn't really think this through.
All right, well, fuck it. Just pull it over here, and for now, we'll just pack some snow on top of that, too.
Okay.
And yeah, she plays Build a Snowman with a bunch of guts and, like, the heads and, the lower joints of the limbs and whatnot. And, well, you have a massive blood-stained area in the backyard now, but that's fine. That's fine. You also have two hides that she's just kind of looking at like, man, this is not my shit. I wish it was my shit. But she just pitches them on the snow-packed crap. And finally kind of helps orient Bill inside, hands him one of the fucking whiskey bottles that are in the basement. And then grabs up the carton of milk down there and starts hoofing it upstairs. She even grabs Cocoa Mix. It's Godiva Cocoa Mix. And eventually, a lot of you will be sitting in the same sitting room, or sitting area at least, in front of this massive fireplace. And you know what? It seems silly, but Becca is pretty serious about Anton drinking this fucking cocoa because it's warm.
You do drink it. Do behave and drink your shit.
But yeah, the two of you have had your beautiful traumatic experience. Eventually, Pekka's gonna kind of look between the two of you and be like, "Want to let me know what the fuck that was all about?"
We went and ran down a deer. We let out a howl because we're awesome with wolves and stuff. Yeah, and then a big, huge howl echoed back, so we ran.
Yeah, we freaked out.
I did my best to cover the tracks as much as we could.
Yeah,
We may or may not have offended something bigger than us.
You think you freaked out a little there, Tremble Paws? Kind of points at his hands like,
Look, we took a dive. We took a swan dive into the river. Okay.
3 times.
Jesus. Okay.
Look, whatever's going to be following us is going to have a fuck of a time. Because that was some fucking, yeah.
Feel free to give some narrative there, buddy.
Oh, we're doing this.
I mean, you can give some narrative for what's happening off back a bit, but there is most of it's pretty well covered. Once they hit the river, most of the blood is gone. So it's still it becomes more and more of a bitch as they go, but feel free to narrative some conversation because you know what? It may not be happening here, but as the camera pans,
What the fucking fuck is this? You take 1 circle, 2 circle, 3 circle, all of which come back to this river. And then it's hard to say, but it looks like they had like a disco dance like over there. And then kind of nothing, but there's another disco dance over there. Like they were stopping the party after jumping in this river. Practically bled the deer on the run over. Or whatever they killed.
it was deer.
Yeah, and that was like a classic howl of elation. Victory howl. You know, dear, good day. And while you shouldn't have howled in the Tellurian, young lady, you know, they were given a howl back, and what did they do? Just
Yes.
This is not Lupuskin behavior.
No.
This is perplexing, is what it is. And look,
And that
You're
is
back up
Krynos'
there.
track.
it is. And up there, Lupus, Hispo, and then either a Hominid with big feet or a Glabro, and then Krynos. Then Hispo again, then Krynos. Krynos from there on.
Best part is yipping noises when hit water.
Look over there. Look at that print. Somebody ate shit coming down the hill.
Yes.
I don't get it. You think you scared them?
Yes. I am
Wait.
very scary.
No, you are. Good, you newly minted Adrenaline, and he grabs her jowls.
And that sort of silly shit will continue, albeit eventually we'll turn to cussing because they hit a certain point and they're following the trail, and yeah, there are parts where it's harder than others, but there comes a point where the trail just kind of breaks and doesn't seem to pick up again.
Fuck me.
Like you can see the steps kind of they almost fudge out, and suddenly both he and Stoneclaw will have more difficulty following them. Far more. Suddenly it's like being new at this again. AKA a die penalty once you hit a certain boundary.
This is Stoneclaw. We've been at this 20 years. Maybe like 15 for you.
Yes.
You're good at stalking.
Yes.
You're one with the wild.
Yes.
So why do I feel like a yearling right now?
Don't know.
A Ragabash with the gifts of snow running, yes, but you think we just hit a barrier?
Ooh, I know. She starts like digging and burrowing down into the snow, like wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
What are you doing?
Makes herself a little tunnel. I hide. I wait. I get it.
Well, not that these are obviously some things. They don't smell warmish, at least the tracks don't.
And echoing in her new little snow tunnel. No.
I tell you what. I am going to engage in experiment.
Pokes her
We
head
are
up
going to
through the
go
snow.
to the Umbra.
Ruins her tunnel.
Look, it never pays to be impolite. I'm going to go to the Umbra and just throw a few hello dares out there. Maybe we get hello back. Maybe
Yes.
problem was they did not feel safe outside of territory. For all we know, the Cubs.
Yes.
Sounds like the kind of panic a cub would engage in. We'll go to Umbra. We'll throw out hello dares a few times. may not even be immediate, and we'll see what we get. If there are
Yes.
guru here, it will help. More guru means a better chance of finding her.
The tongue lolls very complacently. And yeah, she will begin trotting off to find a part where the river has maybe pooled up, maybe to stomp down some snow into it to create a temporary still area. And yeah, most likely the two of them will whisk into the Umbra. And we will pan back to the house. Rebecca is looking a little skeptical, but like, yeah, okay.
We just double security around this place. We talk to the shadow spirits and make this hard to the fucking see.
Yeah, you want me to have Heidi do that fucking thing again? Well, you
Yeah.
have Heidi do that fucking thing again.
You just get her to get everybody together. We're snowed in, so let's make sure we are snowed in. In fact, tell Sage I want to see him.
Yeah, sure. Actually, let me check and see. Because he said he might be available in a bit. Let's see if he is alive. Because I want to say...
I mean, I don't have long anyway, so like you can always do it.
We
Wednesday.
can. We can. Yeah, he might be dead.
I gotta get up early too.
All right. Well, in that case, yeah, she just nods.
I'll have him talk to some of the snow spirits around here and make this place fucking hard to find.
If you say so. She like glances over to Bill.
Don't look at me. That's not my thing.
How are your shaky paws over there, huh? Kind of nods at his
Bill,
hands.
like underneath 4 blankets. Yes.
Ah, Jesus.
What
I'm
should
gonna
we do?
find you guys something dry to put on.
What should we do about you and Heidi?
What do you mean, what should you do?
There's a big fucking predator out there.
I'm not stupid and Heidi's easy to distract.
Nod. Just tell everybody to keep, if they are staying here, not to wander off.
Yeah, I'll tell him to pack it in. First, I'm gonna get you guys some clothes, and then I'll make some walkabouts.
Yeah.
And she will promptly abandon the two of you, making a sweep through later to, in fact, bring you both something that is dry to swap into, taking the damp inner blanket from both of you. Probably hooking them up in another room to dry near one of the fireplaces. And is there any other conversation you'd like to have?
No.
No.
Well, then for now, we will call it there.